Yeah, it's actually, I go check. I don't understand. Was it raining on the back?
I didn't know if you would even be here.
Why did you guys? There were three other things without me. Decided to care. They better show up.
Like, oh, I don't know anything about web.
Nate said he was gonna.
I'll tell you what I know.
No, I didn't think the first understand. I don't know. No, it's not. No, they own it. The lady owns it. That's doing this stuff. And why they can't just run as a match? Mobile structure beside it. Yeah, I actually the day street looked at me. And she pulls up the. What is this? What is it? Well, in most of those. Those apartments are not inside, they have to be about that, so.
I'm sure. I don't know how it is.
Yeah, I learned.
No.
She knows me.
Who's the agent? You do know.
She's really good.
I just don't have the form. Just write down. Okay, that's what the girls do. Okay. I'm guessing she's on her way, but.
Yes, and she agreed. Yeah. That's pretty cool.
Hmm?
You don't believe in punishing this punctual. Yeah. Don't worry. That's not my thing.
One feels. I'm sure.
Do you know if Miss Bennett or Mr. Davis are coming?
They confirmed, but
We'll give them a minute or two then.
They normally start with the chair. I'll call the roll.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
Oh, you can.
Not very much.
I don't mind. We have, quorum. I think we'll go ahead. Okay, I'm gonna call the meeting to order. Would you call the roll, please?
Yes, sir. Mr. Christensen,
Here,
Ms. Bennett is not here at this time. Mr. Davis also, Mr. James.
Here.
Mrs. Baca,
Here.
Mr. Rackler,
Here.
Mr. Watkins.
Here.
okay, I'd like to welcome everyone here. And if we could stand and do the pledge. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Salute the flag of the state of New Mexico, the sea is symbol of perfect friendships among united cultures.
Okay, one thing I would like to remind people is, if you're here for a certain agenda item, once that item is taken care of, you're not mandated to stay. You're welcome to stay, but you're
It's
more
so
than-
much fun.
You're more than welcome to leave. We do have several things on agenda tonight. So our first order of business would be approval of the minutes from the March 11th meeting.
Make a motion to approve.
That's second.
I have a motion to approve by Mr. Rackler and a second by Ms. Baca. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
That is done. New business. Says discussion of swearing in at planning and zoning public hearings. Miss Laura is going to be Miss Kelly for a while.
Yes, hello. So you guys had wanted to discuss the swearing in process at the planning and zoning public hearings. And that is a decision made by the chairman. And so he wanted to bring it up to you guys to go ahead and have that discussion and vote on tonight.
I believe I was the one that brought it up, and because we don't do it at any other meeting of the city. We don't do it at city council. This is the only place it's done. I have no idea why. So I'd like to eliminate it.
And I've been on the commission for 16, 18 years and we just always have.
Yeah.
But I have never known why.
Yeah.
So
Unless somebody has an
you
opposition.
guys have a thought on it.
What kind of way you are, I've never seen any reason why they did it, but
I'm not a big fan of just because we always have.
Right, I mean. State your name. but-
Yeah.
We can go from there.
Yeah. Do we need to vote on that?
Yes, so if you want to go ahead and make a motion and then,
So I will
To vote.
entertain a motion on elimination of the swearing in of.
I make a motion, we eliminate swearing in at planning and zoning hearings.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Those opposed? Okay, that is approved. Our second item is recommendation for direction in regards to National Floodplain Insurance Program.
okay, so I am filling in for Kelly. So I will tell you as much as I know about the floodplain, but I haven't personally done my floodplain training yet, so I don't know as much about it as Miss Kelly would. So if it's something you guys don't want to make a recommendation on tonight, we could probably push it to next month if we need to. Just so you guys can have all the information you want. But we were asked to bring a recommendation regarding the National Floodplain Insurance Program to the Planning Commission for your recommendation to see if the city of Portales wants to stay in the program. You can go to the next slide. So currently, this is our floodplain, and every 5 years, the plan changes. We have to submit new documents, and then FEMA does new flood maps for us. This is the current flood map we are under right now. As you can see, pretty much most of Portales is in the flood zone. Over on the wall over there, this is gonna be the new floodplain. And you can see that a lot of the floodplain has shrunk pretty drastically. And so basically, when we are in the floodplain insurance program, it's a little bit harder on builders, developers, or anyone who wants to build something if they are in a flood zone. We go to the next slide. So any construction, we have to require 2 elevation certificates. That has to be done by a surveyor, and it does cost quite a bit of money for the property owners. Especially when it's just, a property owner who wants to put in a garage or shed or something like that. We do have to require it for those. They have to be above the base flood line elevation. And let's see what else she has here. I think enclosures are for basements. Again, that's something you may have to ask Kelly about. Manufactured homes, the requirements depend on what zone they're in. They have a higher chance of flooding and stricter requirements. Recreational vehicles, like if someone wants to open a mobile home or something like that here, if they were in a flood zone, they could only keep their vehicle there for 90 days currently. And so subdivisions are the same as any other development. We require 2 elevation certificates per building. And all could be subjected to no rise certifications, retention ponds, and drainage plans to help with flooding. Can we go to the next slide? So some of the benefits of participating in the National Floodplain Insurance Plan are the availability of flood risk data, flood maps, and flood risk products. So FEMA does do these maps for us. They send them to us as part of the program. We have access to the NFIP insurance in all the zones, high, moderate, and low risk areas. The availability of federally backed mortgages and loans in the high risk flood areas. So if we were to come out of the program, people who are in the flood zones would no longer be eligible for federal mortgages. They would have to get private mortgages. And then availability of FEMA individual assistance for repair or replacement in high-risk flood areas, and access to FEMA hazard mitigation and other federal grants in the high-risk flood areas. So they have more access to mitigation, things that can help them if they were to ever have a flood in their home. And then federal disaster assistance limitations in SFHA for non-participating communities. If you are sanctioned to have a flood disaster, SFHA residents will not be eligible for help replacing their real and personal property, and public assistance permanent work like repairing roads, bridges, schools, hospitals in the SFHA will be unavailable if we were to come out of the plan. Goodness, I can't see that part. Mandatory purchase applies even for non-participating communities. If a community is sanctioned for non-participation, the community may choose to discontinue floodplain permitting and regulations. However, the mandatory purchase of flood insurance will still apply for anyone in the SFHA that has a federally backed loan or mortgage. They will need to find private flood coverage to satisfy the conditions of their loan or mortgage. Mandatory purchase of flood insurance applies. No financial assistance for acquisition or construction in any areas having special flood hazards, unless the building or mobile home and any personal property is covered by flood insurance. And then that says how many residents or businesses have federally backed mortgages or loans in your SFHA. This will affect them. So I think that's showing part of the flood map there. Okay, and that's all Kelly put in a slideshow. I don't know what else she was going to tell you guys, but yeah, pretty much Kelly believes that we should stay in it just because it provides insurance for people who are in the flood zones, even though it costs a little bit more on their end when they do elevation certificates or something like that. But
I guess I'm not sure what benefit it is to come out of it, because every loan's gonna require that certificate anyway.
yes,
It doesn't matter whether the city's requiring it or not. Any loan's gonna require it. The only person that wouldn't have to get that certificate would be somebody building for cash.
Mhm.
And I would still rather, I don't even understand the reason why we'd consider getting out of it personally. I just don't understand. Is
Yeah.
somebody asking us to get out of it? I guess I don't understand why we're even
It
trying to
was
get.
just, brought to consideration, they wanted us to bring it to planning commission to see if we would be interested in coming out of it because it is shrinking so significantly. But for the people who still are in those flood zones, they're still gonna need coverage, they're still gonna need mortgages, they're still gonna need that insurance.
I know as a builder and a realtor, I just don't see an advantage in any way, shape or form of coming out of it personally. Yes, there's some cost involved, but it's so much more benefit to the community
Right.
as a whole being in it. I just don't
Right.
personally see a benefit.
Yeah, see how you tell all the people that are already in it on it, hey, we're not in anymore.
Right, and I mean, it's great that a lot less people have to get flood insurance, that's wonderful, but for the ones that do, we
Quite a
still
bit of
want that
money.
insurance.
Yeah,
It'd save quite a bit of money. if
Yeah,
they
I mean,
didn't
that's
have to
great,
have
I'm glad for a lot of people that aren't gonna have to do it anymore, and I hope they're informed that they maybe can eliminate their flood insurance, you know, now that they're not in flood zone, but.
I have been letting people know who have been asking about potentially building things, if they want to wait a few months, because we are going to be adopting the new floodplain map soon. And it may save them a little bit of money if they're not in that flood zone anymore.
And everybody would have to check with their own mortgage to see if they could get out of it if they were already in it. I mean, that's between them and their mortgage. That's not a city situation. That's mortgage and lender. But mortgage. Anyway. My 2 cents.
no, I agree.
So if you want to make a motion for a recommendation for city council.
I'll make that motion that we continue with that.
I'll second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second to stay in the insurance authority. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed. Motion carries. All right, item C, public hearing for resolution PC number 2024-2025-05. A resolution providing for a summary subdivision plat at 309 North Avenue S submitted by J.P. Stroud. I will entertain a motion to go into public hearing.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to go into public hearing. Call the roll, please.
Mr. Ratcliffe,
Yes.
Mr. James,
Yes.
Mr. Wilkins,
Yes.
Martha. Yes. Mr. Dickinson,
Yes. Okay, we're now in public hearing, so this will be the time that you'll have a chance to speak. We're gonna let Miss Laura tell us where the city stands on this issue.
Sure, so our first item on the agenda is a summary subdivision plat. It is in the county, but it's within the 3-mile jurisdiction for summary subdivisions. So that's why we brought it to you guys today. It's at 306 North Avenue S, and they're wanting to divide their business property and then deed the other parcel to family members. They are asking for exceptions to not develop their public road and have it be private maintenance. Well, it would still be a private road, but it would be a permanent easement, ingress easement. And then they did do the county standard of a 22-foot. So this here shows how their survey that they want to divide it. So you can see they're dividing the storage units and then the 3 lots, and then they have the ingress easement there. And Ms. Harden is also here if she would like to add any comment about the summary subdivision on behalf of her parents. Oh,
Come on, don't be shy.
Give us some,
Comments on it, she covered it pretty well. We're
Sorry.
trying to subdivide that out so that we can build another home on that property. It's a 3-acre plot and we're looking to split it down as my parents age. Get ready to sell it off in pieces if we need to.
any further explanation as far as the 22-foot part? I don't have any problem with subdividing, I don't care, but I didn't understand the part about.
So initially they turned in the plat with a 20-foot road, but the county minimum for a roadway is 22 feet for an access road. So,
But it's privately maintained by them. And
right, but that's a county standard and they're in the county, so they do have to meet that one
Okay.
standard.
Because if they put houses back there.
Yeah, and then sorry, I forgot to go over the finding of facts, but we published on March 24th to Eastern New Mexico News We sent out 14 certified letters to property owners. There was 3 for the proposal, 1 against. No one gave a reason why. And then 7 certified letters to public utilities. We had 2 for and 0 against.
There's no one here that's against. Which one are you against?
So my question is because we just dealt with the one on 15th Street. Okay. If this happens to be annexed in with the city, what is it gonna do with that road? Right now, it's a permanent easement from the county. But if it's ever annexed in with the city, what happens if the backside person decides to sell off that house and it's no longer family?
And I did try to follow up with Mr. Johnny Montiel for addressing, but I wasn't able to contact him today about that.
Because they're
In-
addressing this different than the cities.
But he did look over this.
Exactly.
Mhm. And he did look over the map when they initially submitted it and said it was good. That's why we caught the 22-foot road, and then he had them put the easement in the description of the survey. So that will be a permanent easement, but yes, if it were ever to be annexed in, it would have to be something like Rogers Road where the city wouldn't maintain it since it's not paved.
And if I recall correctly, city does not grant permanent easements. It is just easements that do not carry over if they sell the property. So we would be in a situation where if they go to sell it, then the person who's gonna buy it needs to go in and get that easement back into it.
And then we're back
Well, so
again, with the
this
same
road
problem with the
easement
road.
would be
Exactly.
permanent because it is part of the survey plat.
Right.
So that easement
And it
would
would
be
be part of
permanent.
It would be permanent.
Mhm.
Even if it's brought into the city, it would still be.
Yes, because the way that it's platted, they have it specifically as an ingress easement. And so it could never be like part of these properties. Even if it was in the legal description.
Oh, okay, I
Yeah,
see what you're saying.
yeah, so it is in the legal description, and so it would be a permanent easement. If the city wanted to, they could technically do an extension of Cherry Street into it, but it is permanent since it's part of the plat.
Then again, is there still a chance that at some point we're gonna be in the same boat though? That what kind of road are they looking at? Just leaving it dirt road or what?
It's currently just a gravel inlet as it is, and we, at this point, have no intention of paving it. We just leave it as a gravel ingress right there.
But if the city did take over, it was annexed, then it's gonna be required to be asphalt or concrete. Is that correct?
If they wanted to annex in at some point, the city would just put stipulations on it that if they didn't want to pave that road, they would also have to extend the width of the road to 60 feet because that is the minimum for city streets. So they can ask for the exception to annex it in with those exceptions of not paving the road, and then the city would say, we're not gonna maintain it.
Annexation.
Yeah, or the annexation could be done.
I just think that's important for your family to understand that the possibilities down the road of that coming into the city is gonna be limited because of that, because of the road width is only 22 feet. And it's not paved, and the city's gonna require it to be paved, so if he ever was to sell, I don't know which lot's gonna be who, I know your parents are on lot 1, but. But I don't know, if you decided someday, hey, nobody wants lot 3 in the family, we're gonna sell it,
Lot 3 is one we're gonna build on.
you.
Yeah.
Okay.
And what about utilities there?
I believe there is already utility lines running. There's utility easement here, so both properties would have access to utilities here. And then I wanna say that there is sewer somewhere along here. It's what I was told by.
The utility easement that you think runs between lot 2 and 3 is not, that's an easement for a well line.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay. So they would have to do, they'd probably have to do private easements through these lots if they were. But that would be between property owners.
I would assume you probably wouldn't necessarily ever want to be part of the city
No.
anyway.
No, no, we have no interest in annexing into the city. I don't think that's one that's going into the city.
Any other questions, comments? I'll entertain a motion to go out of public hearing.
So moved.
Second.
Have a motion and a second to go out of public hearing. Call the roll, please. Yes.
Director,
Yes.
James,
Yes.
Watkins,
Yes.
Baca,
Yes.
Resolution has passed and we'll go to city council.
Oh, that was just to come out. of public hearing.
Shouldn't read them, but try to think of this. Okay, I will entertain a motion to approve or deny resolution PC number 2024-2025-05 for a summary subdivision plat.
I make a motion that we approve it.
I have a motion to approve
Second.
and a second. Call the roll, please.
Mr. Watkins,
Yes.
Ms. Baca,
Yes.
Mr. James,
Yes.
Mr. Reckler,
Yes.
Mr. Livingston.
Yes. Now it's been approved and we'll go to the city council.
I think the 28th. April 28th. Sorry, it's the second meeting of the month.
Well, it's not tomorrow, so.
Yeah, not tomorrow,
It'd be the 23rd.
23rd,
23rd.
May 23rd.
Okay,
23rd.
so thank you, Kelly, for coming down.
That's April 23rd?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Awesome. Thank you.
So our next item is public hearing for resolution PC number 2024-2025-06. A resolution providing for a replat at 211 and 213 South Main Avenue, submitted by Beatrice Montez.
Next one.
I will entertain a motion to go into public hearing.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to go into public hearing. Call the roll, please.
Ms. Baca,
Yes.
Mr. Watkins,
Yes.
Mr. Reckler,
Yes.
Mr. James.
Yes.
Mr. Livingston.
Yes. Okay, we're in public hearing and we will hear from Ms. Nola first.
Right, so this application is for a replat. It is technically one building of South Main Avenue and she wants to divide it for the purpose of separating it into two tax ID plats for potential real estate uses. And what it is 211 and 213. I don't know if you're familiar with the building. It's that green one near the Yam. And there is two storefronts and they are separated by a concrete wall. And so she's wanting to separate them to get two separate tax IDs. And it had to come here because it is not technically doesn't meet the lot standards for downtown. And so this is just this is the survey that they provided, so how they're gonna divide it. And at the top, you can't see, but there are going to be putting in new taps for whatever building, because I believe right now they share them. So. We going next one?
I think it's interesting it was one property and had two addresses.
Yeah, well, there's two storefronts there, so.
Right.
So we published this in the Eastern New Mexico News on March 24th. We sent 15 certified letters to property owners. 4 were for the proposal. There was 0 against. 7 certified letters to public utilities. 2 were for and 0 were against. So if you have any questions, you can try answer.
Is anyone here to speak on behalf or?
I do not believe the applicant is
No,
here.
yeah, you're sitting here.
Questions or comments? I'll entertain a motion to go out of public hearing.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to go out of public hearing. Call the roll, please.
Mr. Christensen,
Yes.
Mr. James,
Yes.
Mr. Reckler,
Yes.
Ms. Falco,
Yes.
Mr. Watkins,
Yes.
Back in regular session, so I will entertain a motion to approve or deny. Resolution PC number 2024-2025-06.
Move for approval.
Second.
I have a motion to approve in a second. Call the roll, please.
Mr. Christensen,
Yes.
Mr. Reckler,
Yes.
Ms. Falco,
Yes.
Mr. Watkins,
Yes.
Mr. James.
Yes.
Item E, public hearing for resolution PC number 2024-2025-07. A resolution providing for a variance at 1517 South Globe Avenue for the purpose of building a fence that does not meet R1 zone requirements. I will entertain a motion to go into public hearing.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to go into public hearing. Call the roll, please.
Ms. Falco,
Yes.
Mr. Watkins,
Yes.
Mr. Reckler,
Yes.
Mr. James.
Yes.
Mr. Christensen,
Yes. We were in the public hearing. Miss Laura.
Okay, so this application is for a variance. He wanted to build a fence on his property, and technically, since his property is facing Globe, that is considered his front yard. And they're wanting to do 6 feet in the alleyway. And then also where it meets 15th Street here, even though it is undeveloped, this is considered an intersection corner. And so the setback there has to meet like clear set triangle rules, which is 25-foot setback. And at this time, the plans they submitted is for 15 feet. We go to the next one. So here is the drawing that they provided for us, their plot plan. And so the height of a fence, wall, or hedge in front setback area can reach a maximum of 48 inches, except that the height on corner lots must conform to specifications under the clear side triangle. So as you can see, they did 15-foot setback there, and then here they did 25 feet where the alley is, but they wanted 6 feet. So because this is considered their front yard, they do have to just get a variance for that. So. Leave it, and Mr. Dodd is here if you have any questions for him.
And really on the corner where that 15th Street is, I don't mind if we go back, but we already planned to pull those 2 pools and go back 25 foot.
That's what I was gonna ask. Is it that big a deal to move 10 more feet?
No, we've already.
I mean, I don't think anybody has a problem with the 6 foot in the alley, but it would be nice to have that triangle on the
Make sure
corner.
that it's actually 28 foot, I think.
To get back to that second.
For the corner, whatever,
Yeah.
around, if we ever develop it.
And that side's only gonna be 4 foot.
4 foot,
Back there till you get to the 6 foot section. You've already got it all framed up, so
yes.
makes it a lot easier to see if you frame it all up. Thanks for that, Mike. No, that'd be great. I certainly have no problem if you're gonna move that fence back to 25. Person. 6 foot. Yeah, alley 6
Yeah.
foot's no problem. I don't blame you for that. I'd do the same.
On the side, can we go right in front of the house instead of do the half of the house? At 6 foot from the front of the house all the way to that.
Yeah, the way you've got it framed up's fine, other than the getting the 28 foot off the street, 28 foot off the street.
Okay, but
Well, in my opinion. You guys have all driven by it.
Yeah. I won't take, never mind. Go ahead.
Any other questions, comments, concerns? I'll entertain a motion to go out of public hearing.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to go out of public hearing. Call the roll, please. Yes.
James,
Yes.
Mr. Reckler,
Yes.
Mr. Watkins,
Yes.
Ms. Falco,
Yes.
Hey, we're back in regular session. I will entertain a motion to approve or deny resolution PC number 2024-2025-07.
Make a motion to accept with the addition of changing the fence on the 15th Street side to 25 feet off of the street.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second to approve. Call the roll, please.
Baca? Yes. Mr. Walker?
Yes.
Mr. James?
Yes.
Yes.
Mr. Mayor?
Yes.
Okay. April 23rd, City Council. Okay. So public hearing for resolution PC number 2024-2025-08. A resolution providing for a variance at 820 West 17th Street for the purpose of adding a secondary residence to a property in a R1 zone submitted by Deborah Pius.
So, Mr. Chairman,
Oh,
this one was, sorry, I should have told you before, but this one we are going to mark from the agenda. They today decided to remove their application from the planning committee. So,
There you go.
care of that. Yeah.
We should have done that when we did the minutes, but that's okay. We'll do that next time. You let us know ahead of time. We just struck that when we approved the minutes.
sorry.
That's okay. So item G, public hearing for resolution PC number 2024-2025-09, a resolution providing for a variance at 818 North Avenue O for the purpose of adding a secondary residence to a property in R1 zone submitted by Lucidas Ramos.
See you guys.
So I will entertain a motion to go into public hearing.
So moved.
Second.
Have a motion and a second to go into public hearing. Call the roll, please.
Baca? Yes. Mr. James?
Yes.
Mr. Walker?
Yes.
Mr. Rattler?
Yes.
Yes. And we are in public hearing.
Okay, so this application was for a variance to place a secondary home in an R1 property. We go to the next one. Oh, go again. And again. Okay. So this is the variance for North Avenue O. So the plans they submitted, there is a mobile home on the property, and then they would be adding a secondary one. They would still have to meet all of the setbacks and requirements like that if they were approved to put it in. So it would just depend what size of mobile home they want to put in. Can we go to the next one? So for this one, we also published it on March 24th. We sent 9 certified letters to property owners. 1 was for the proposal, 2 were against. They did not give reasons why. 7 were sent to public utilities. There were 2 for and 0 against. And Miss Ramos is here on behalf of her mom if you have any questions about the application.
One question I have on what was written here is they said they would also like to change it from an R1 to an R2 zone. I didn't see anything about a zone change.
Yeah, so they won't be changing a zone. They're just getting a variance to be acting as an R2 zone.
Okay.
Because the zone change would be permanent change, and I don't believe they were near another R2. So the variance,
We wouldn't.
yeah, the variance would be temporary with the property owners. If they were ever to sell, then the new owner would have to get a variance over.
Anything do you want to add anything?
No, we just wanted to add a mobile home behind the mobile home that would have to make it 2. And we just wanted to, this is my first time ever doing this, so it's probably
You're
my parents, because, they're seniors and that kind of, a little more income that they're trying to do now that they're retired, so it's a little extra that I'm kind of helping with. So they're just wanting to add that mobile home in the back.
Do you know, it looked to me like when I went by to take a look at it, that there had been one there in years past. Is that true?
There's still like a water line.
Yeah, yeah.
And all that, the recent owner said that I need to have a mobile home back there, but I don't know if they ever got it. Is there anything, so we put the ones two together and make that one into one, so now we just want to make the back one.
I thought if I remembered back far enough that one got moved up to the other one, but anyway, that's, you're not old enough to know any of that.
And just so you do know, on these variances, if we allow it. Because we've had people come to us before that after parents pass away, they want to make it into 2 properties. And sell them both, and that typically doesn't happen. So
Yeah, she did explain that very good on.
Okay.
We were informed on that.
So. Any other questions, comments? And I will entertain a motion to go out of public hearing. Ready? Okay. What do you want to say?
I would like to say one thing before we get out.
Okay.
I'm just concerned that we only had 1 for and 2 against. There's nothing we can do about it, but it's concerning that 2 people are against it. And we have no idea why. They don't come show it, they don't come up, show up to tell us why. So I don't know. I just want it on the record. If you're against something, you really need to come tell us why, because otherwise we don't have a reason to turn it down. So. Thanks, sorry. Make a motion to come out of public hearing.
Second.
So I have a motion and a second to come out of the public hearing. Just call the roll, please.
Mr. King,
Yes.
Mr. Watkins,
Yes.
Baca,
Yes.
Mr. Renfro.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, we're back in regular session, so I will entertain a motion to approve or deny PC number 2024-2025-09.
I make the motion to approve.
I'll second.
I have a motion to approve and a second. Call the roll, please. Yes.
Mr. Renfro,
Yes.
Yes.
Mr. Watkins,
Yes.
Baca,
Yes.
Okay, so that will go to the city council on the 23rd. Thank you for coming. Okay, next thing, any other business, Miss Laura?
Yes, so we did want to bring up for discussion. If you guys want to think about it, we could potentially put it on the agenda for the next meeting. Having 2 meetings per month, since we are receiving quite a few applications, it would help make each meeting load a little lighter, and then it would be a little lighter taking it to city council as well. So just something to think about if you want to go to 2 meetings a month.
Have any thoughts?
I was just gonna say, can we wait till after tomorrow night?
Then you might have thoughts. I just tell you guys from a personal perspective, I've got plenty of meetings and I don't think this was that long a meeting. I'd rather not have another time to come during the month. I'd rather stay a little longer when I come once than to have to come to do, personally. I don't mind whatever meeting I'm attending being longer. I'm already there. But to have another night I have to set aside is,
Well, it's
I'll do it if that's what everybody wants to do.
that, and it's gonna put a little more pressure on the employees.
More work
to
than Lauren.
Get,
Yes.
get this stuff done.
I wasn't gonna say that, but it's gonna be more work for Lauren.
Again, can we wait till tomorrow?
And my thought is, in the past, when things have come up, we've had special meetings.
Yeah, we could have
And
a special,
I would rather do that than
if there's something that needs to be.
do a scheduled meeting, because there's times when we don't have enough.
That's true. Sometimes we only have like 1 or 2 applications.
Right.
And it's not like it's. Anyway. Yeah, there you go. That would be-
All right, that was
Okay,
everything I
that was
had.
it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, well, I will entertain a motion for adjournment.
I'll make a motion that we adjourn this meeting.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Wait, but somebody says no, I won't know.